Does it mean that the unknown is inaccessible, Maharaj? Oh no, the Supreme is the easiest to reach, for it is your very being. It is enough to stop thinking and desiring anything but the Supreme. Questioner: if I desire nothing, not even the Supreme, Maharaj, then you are as good as dead, or you are the Supreme. Questioner: the world is full of desires. Everybody wants something or other. Who is the desire? The person or the self? Maharaj, the self. All desires, holy and unholy, come from the self. They all hang on the sense I am. Questioner: I can understand holy desire, Satyakama, emanating from the self. It may be the expression of the bliss aspect of Satajit, Sat Chit Anand, beingness, awareness, happiness of the self. But why unholy desires? Maharaj, all desires aim at happiness. Their shape and quality depend on the psyche, antahagana, where inertia, tamas, predominates, we find perversions. With energy, rajas, passion arise. With lucidity, sattva, the motive behind the desire is goodwill, compassion, the urge to make happy rather than be happy. But the Supreme is beyond all. Yet, because of its infinite permeability, all cogent desires can be fulfilled. Questioner: which desires are cogent? Desire that destroy their subjects or objects or do not subside on satisfaction are self contradictory and cannot be fulfilled. Only desires motivated by love, goodwill, and compassion are beneficial to both the subject and object and can be fully satisfied. Questioner: all desires are painful, the holy as well as the unholy. Maharaj, they are not the same, and pain is not the same. Passion is painful, compassion never. The entire universe strives to fulfill a desire born of compassion. Questioner: does the Supreme know itself? Is the impersonal conscious? The source of all has all. Whatever flows from it must be there already in seed form. And as a seed is the last of innumerable seeds and contains the experience and the promise of numberless forests, so does the unknown contain all that was or could have been and all that shall or would be. The entire field of becoming is open and accessible. Past and future coexist in the eternal now. Questioner: are you living in the supreme unknown, Maharaj? Where else? Questioner: what makes you say so? Maharaj, no desire ever arises in my mind. Maharaj, are you then unconscious? Maharaj, of course not. I am fully conscious. But since no desires or fear enters my mind, there is perfect silence. Questioner: who knows the silence? Maharaj, silence knows itself. It is the silence of the silent mind when passions and desires are silenced. Questioner. Do you experience desires occasionally? Maharaj. Desires are just waves in the mind. You know a wave when you see one. A desire is just a thing among many. I feel no urge to satisfy it. No action needs be taken on it. Freedom from desire means this: the compulsion to satisfy is absent. Questioner. Why do desires arise at all? Maharaj. Because you imagine that you were born and that you will die. If you do not take care of your body, desire for embodied existence is the root cause of trouble. Questioner. Yet, so many jivas get into bodies. Surely it cannot be some error of judgment. There must be a purpose. What it could be? Maharaj, to know itself, the self must be faced with its opposite, the not self. Desire leads to experience. Experience leads to discrimination, detachment, self knowledge, liberation. And what is liberation after all? To know that you are beyond birth and death. By forgetting who you are and imagining yourself a mortal creature, you created so much trouble for yourself that you have to wake up, like from a bad dream. Inquiry also wakes you up. You need not wait for suffering. Inquiry into happiness is better, for the mind is in harmony and at peace. Who exactly is the ultimate experiencer, the self or the unknown? Maharaj, the self, of course. Questioner, then why introduce the notion of the supreme unknown? Maharaj, to explain the self. Questioner, but is there anything beyond the self? Maharaj, outside the self there is nothing. All is one, and all is contained in I am. In the waking and dream states, it is the person. In deep sleep and turiya is the self. Beyond the alert intentness of turiya lies the great silent peace of the Supreme. But in fact, all is one in essence and related in appearance. In ignorance, the seer becomes the seen, and in wisdom, he is the seeing. But why be concerned with the Supreme? Know the knowers, and all will be known.